Hi guys, my name is Moose. I'm so glad that you're here. We're in a very unique time right now where you're at home instead of being at school, so we thought maybe we could bring a little bit of outdoor school directly to you. This is a 6-part series on lessons that you'd be learning at outdoor school. We hope that you have fun and that you're safe, and that this video could inspire you to become more curious about our world and about science. Pay close attention to the video because there's going to be questions for you to answer at the end. It's totally okay to pause the video or rewind it or watch it again. So have some fun and let's dive in together. Let's go. Oh. Hi guys. I almost didn't see you down there. You're really low to the ground. Very different view of life than what I'm used to, walking around up tall like that. Today, we're going to talk about perspective and different ways that we can look at our world. Come along with me, okay? Let's go. Let's talk about Galileo. Galileo was an Italian physicist. In fact, he is considered to be the father of modern science. He was an astrophysicist, he was an engineer, he was a scientist, and he's been credited with being the father of modern observational astronomy. Even the inventor, the originator of the scientific method. Now, you guys remember last video, right, where we talked about the scientific method? Do you remember how a scientific method works? Do you remember why we were talking about the scientific method? Well, let's recap that real quick. The scientific method means that you look around, make observations, and start to ask questions. Where did that come from? I wonder what this is for. I wonder what it's all about. You maybe use some of the helper questions like, I noticed different things about what you're looking at, or it reminds me of different things that I've already seen somewhere else. Those are great observations and great questions to make when you're doing observations itself. And then as you get deeper into that, it's time to start making a hypothesis, an educated guess. Based on facts, based on evidence. If you can put together some guesses as to what this is and how it works or why it's that way, then you can try to go out and test those. See if you can find enough evidence that supports your hypothesis. It'll either make your hypothesis make sense more, or maybe you'll learn additional information about it to where you're like, I need to modify my hypothesis so that it makes more sense because the evidence that I just found means what I originally thought no longer makes sense. That's where Galileo came into play. He made observations that are credited with discoveries humanity had never thought of at the time. Stuff that I only hope to imagine myself someday, and with you guys too. So he once looked up at the stars through a telescope, and he was looking at Jupiter, you know, that giant gas planet that's in our solar system. Well, when he was looking at it, he saw different objects around that planet, and those objects appeared to bounce up and down like they were on springs. So from his point of view, he thought there were these springy objects all around the planet. Well, that's important because we know now that those objects that he thought were springy was actually different moons, different satellites that are around Jupiter. But from his point of view, it was something very, very different. So today, as we talk about your perspective on what you're seeing, I want you to see that perspective can really influence what you're seeing and what you think about different things in life. Different perspectives can lead to great discovery, and that's what I love the most about this topic. So I think today we should explore different ways that we can have different perspectives. So why don't you come along with me and let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go. Guys, this here is Bodhi. So Bodhi has graciously agreed to let me strap a GoPro to his back so that we can see the world from his perspective.
Yeah, right.
Now, his perspective is a lot lower than my perspective. So, how tall are you? You tell me right now how tall you are. Okay, guys, and this is Zach. Zach, how tall are you?
4.
You're 4? You're like 4 years old is what you think. That's how old you are, right? Yeah. So, but you're 3 foot something. Let's just go with that. So, your perspective, the way you view things, is different than Daddy's perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it different than Bodhi's perspective also?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it different than Bodhi's perspective?
Because he's not 4.
Yeah, because Bodhi's not human. He's
my age.
He's not our age either. So he's going to see things very, very differently.
My age.
But if we can look at what we want to figure out and see it from a different angle, see it from a different point of view, it might change what we think about it.
Bye.
It might change what it means. It might change how it works. It might mean that you discover something completely different.
Come say hi to
So now that we've looked at our world from a small point of view, a low point of view, like Bodhi's point of view, you know what I've always wanted to do?
Yeah, that didn't go very well.
I've always wanted to fly like an eagle. Can you imagine that right now? What if you could spread your arms out and flap them like that and be able to lift off the ground? I wonder what this world looks like from an eagle's point of view. Well, I have an idea. How about we go and grab a drone and look at our world from an eagle's point of view? Okay. Hey, Ryan, you want to see this drone?
Yeah.
Come check it out. What color is it?
Red.
Now, some people call drones quadcopters, right? What's quad mean?
I don't know.
Do you know? Have you ever heard that word quad?
No.
Okay, good. Quad means 4. So what do you see on the aircraft that has 4 of?
Propellers.
Yeah, the rotors. So when we look at this drone, this is an aircraft that actually flies in the air.
Yeah.
So what is it about the aircraft that gets it from here on the table all the way up into the air? How does that work?
The propellers spin really, really, really fast.
Oh man, yeah. I'm looking at the shape. Yeah.
Since they're shaped this way,
Mm-hmm.
that's how the air gets down.
That's right. Since
And they
the
spin
motors
super fast.
spin the
and
propellers,
then the air goes down, and then the drone goes up.
that creates something called lift, like a helicopter. Same principle, but this time there's 4 propellers, quadcopter, and it actually flies into the air. It's pretty cool. So there's a battery that propels it. There's a camera on a gimbal. A gimbal is a fun way, it's a device, a fun way of saying that it's a device that keeps the camera steady and turns it so it makes really cool photos. How do we control it? What do we use to tell it what to do?
The iPad.
Yeah, the iPad, and there's a controller, yeah.
Oh, that's sharp.
Hey, what does this controller remind you of? Does that...
A PS4 or something?
Yeah, or an Xbox controller. You like to play video games, don't you? Yeah, me too. Why is perspective important? You see, if we have a different perspective, if we have more points of view, we can learn more things. We can discover more, and we can see that what we originally thought about might be completely different than what reality is. If you can try to change your perspective when you have an observation, then do it again. Change your perspective again. You can do it by being from really high, or from being really low, or from being super close up or super far away. I mean, it can be anything. And the way that your observations change over time will help you to realize you need to keep an open mind, that what we know right now might not be what it actually is. So what I like to say is, my current understanding is that it's this. And then leave room for that to open, leave room for that to change, so that we can make room for all the wonderful things that are out there in our world. And I want you to think about the people that are in this world too. And that's why we have science, is so that we can help people, so that we can gain a greater understanding. Let me encourage you right now, go make friends. Make as many friends as you possibly can from all walks of life, from all languages, from all races, from all points of view. Let it be many, because each one of those persons will have a different point of view that can help you. So next time you see somebody at lunch eating alone, go make a friend. Go eat with them. You'd be surprised. Some of my absolute best friends are people that I didn't expect. So help make this world a more wonderful place. Go make friends, and it's going to be awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, my friends, thanks for watching. Now is a great time to click on the link in the bio to take the Kahoot quiz. Another video will be coming out in a couple of days, and we look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.